Now on Denver 7 News at 4, charges dropped for a Chaffee County man accused of killing his wife. Why the case against Barry Morphew crumbled and where it will go from here.
Making energy-efficient repairs to your home can be expensive, but there's actually a number of organizations across the country just waiting to help. And new research is showing just how dependent we've become on our smartphones. We're looking more into the pros and cons, always staying connected.
And a large amount of toxic chemicals found in several Colorado rivers. The new report accusing Suncor of polluting our state's waterways. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 4. I'm Jacqueline Allen. We begin tonight with prosecutors dropping all charges against Barry Morphew. This is the man who was supposed to go on trial just next week for the murder of his wife, Suzanne Morphew. She went missing on Mother's Day 2 years ago. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon is live in Canyon City. Colette, you have been following this case since day one, and now this is a stunning development.
That's right. The judge was telling prosecutors they have some serious proof problems. Apparently, they agree. They're dropping all of those charges against Barry Morphew, including first-degree murder related to his wife, Suzanne, who was last seen almost 2 years ago. Now prosecutors say they think they know where her body is, but that it's covered by snow. Barry Morphew walked out of the courtroom today smiling with his 2 daughters. They both said in the courtroom they're looking forward to taking this time to heal and finding out what happened to their mom. But they don't think their dad had anything to do with it. Suzanne's family also spoke virtually to the courtroom, saying they agree with the decision to drop the charges. The prosecution had 2 reasons for filing this motion today. 1, hoping they'll find Suzanne, and 2, because the majority of their expert witnesses were not going to be allowed to testify at the trial, which was set for the end of April. Prosecutors chose not to speak with us today, but the defense says this is a clear sign they didn't think they would be winning this trial on the prosecution's side.
Definitely, there was not any evidence, even close to convicting him of murder of his wife. Instead, what their evidence is that she could have left or she could have been abducted. And the evidence is way stronger for both of those possibilities than anything far from Mr. Morphew having the ability to murder his loving wife.
As for what's next in this case, that's really up in the air at this point. But an attorney I spoke with who's not working on this case said there is reason to be a little bit skeptical of the prosecution at this point. Hear exactly what he has to say at 5. Live in Canyon City, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
The judge's decision and government announcement that made the public transit mask mandate no longer enforceable has been met with a lot of different reactions. In some cases, people were actually mid-flight when this decision came down, and that led to some confusion in the cabin.
Some flight attendants were on the plane hearing this for the first time as pilots were making an announcement, and they're in the cabin. Up to that moment, they were told their job was to enforce this. They are supposed to have that standing in the cabin to keep everyone safe, and that really undermines their roles.
Many airlines are coming out and saying that masks will be optional while on board. However, if you are flying internationally, be aware that the rules may be different going in and out of another country. Some airlines also say people who are banned from